Woohoo! Well, we're going live. I'm probably live now. I just got a note from my fearless leader, and I have to make a phone call real quick to a gentleman. So I'm just getting going, you guys. Hope everybody's doing good. I've got a really cool guitar that I'm about to do some work on. You guys have seen this all done before. Let me call this gentleman real quick because I'm apparently the only one that can do this sort of stuff while I'm doing 8 other things. Let me call him. You can all eavesdrop on my phone call. Hey. What's up, Rody? Hello, Zach. Thanks, you guys, for being here. Probably not going to answer the phone. Pretty common. Okay, I tried. Okay, so today I have on my bench an Art&Luthrie, Canadian made, made in Quebec. Yeah, Quebec, Canada. Way to go, Canada. Love this company. These guys build some really great guitars, and I can't wait for you all to see this thing because it is well played. Here is some remnants of the pickup system that was in this guitar. Broken. This is the pickup that went under the saddle. We're going to be doing a new pickup in this thing, but I won't be able to do that until tomorrow after the bridge repair has been done. So I think y'all probably have a pretty good idea. Hey, Steven, what's up? Steven, check this one out. You guys, you want to know what your guitar should look like after you've had it? This one is let me see. There's no date code on anything, and forgive me, I'm looking. I know my head's down in this guitar. I think this is built in 2005, but this is what your acoustic guitar should look like if you play it. Yes. Yes. And if you have a beard, you can do this with it. It's kind of cool. Right? This dude has played the hell out of this thing. Worn the frets down to like nothing. And we're going to do a fret level and crown on this instrument. And he has worn through the wood on the top. There's the pickup, old pickup controls that will now be ultimately eliminated. I'm not sure how all the damage to this pickup system happened, other than the owner of the guitar was trying to fix it himself. But here's the big deal right now, and this is our goal for the day, is to get the bridge off of this thing. As you can see, woohoo! And where's my paddle? I got these cool StewMac paddles, and as you can see, I'm going halfway through, and I have not heated this at all. I'm just, going with my gut that says this thing might just come off of here without having to heat it up. It's just so busted, so loose. And got to be really careful in doing this not to poke it through your hand. I'm not going to whine about it like Jerry Rose. Oh, this is the hardest one ever. Yeah, it's going to definitely take some heat on this one. And it appears that somebody had put some glue on this at some point in time. And so we're going to get the old iron out. Woohoo! Hey! What's happening? Hey, Preston, what's up, brother? So I gotta go get my my handy dandy iron. Give me a moment here. You can gaze upon this beautiful, well-worn instrument. Look at that thing. Whew, that just makes me smile. Look at that. It fits. It fits. Uh-huh. We're gonna make this thing hot. Bust that glue loose. So we're gonna fire her up. Fire up the old iron. And we'll see how long this takes. Let's make it really hot. Preston, if anybody is ever at all of my live streams, I have to question your life choices. I can't be at every one of them either. You know, I get it, man. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here, brother. It's kind of fun to do this. Now, another thing that I'm going to do on this is a fret level. So, in the process of doing that, what I'm going to do is knock the nut out of it. And so we're going to take that out so that I can do a fret level on this. And what I've done so far as a preemptive strike is I've leveled the fingerboard. In fact, I was doing that prior to getting started on this. So I'm going to go back. Now, when you're doing a fret level, you don't want to do it with any relief in the neck. Why would you do that? Because then if you change the neck relief, the frets are no longer level. Do that after the fact. Let's see what's going on here. Just have really good fall away. And I need to, I'm going to loosen this truss rod a little bit to bring this end up a bit to get this fretboard flat. Just that little move. Thing is perfect. So, why don't I let my iron continue to heat up. Oh boy, that's getting hot. I like it. I can smell it. Just going to put a little heat on here, and I like to stick my hand up inside the instrument. So I'll do something like my hand up inside here and feel if the heat's starting to penetrate through the guitar, and it's not yet. So we'll give it a few minutes. Hey, Maiden, yeah. Had a really great weekend. I was really excited about getting back to Monday, getting back here to work. I usually am the only one here on Mondays from about 11 till noon, which is the busiest part of the week. We're a very small staff, so they ask me to do that for the shop, and it allows me to be very, very busy for an hour. And I blinked my eyes and it was noon. I was shocked. It's good to see Stephen. I haven't gotten any new photographs from Stephen on the guitar that he's building. I think he's probably working on 3 or 4 right at the moment. It'd be really cool to be able to share those with you, but well, I suppose if you emailed them to me, I could probably share them on my live stream. I'm just running off my laptop here, so I don't have all the cool tools and toys that I have at home. Yep, you got to feel the heat. I want to feel that glue getting warmed up, and yeah, it takes a little bit of time. We're just going to let that sit for a few minutes. Not a whole lot else I can do on this thing at this point. I'm going to wait to clean the fingerboard on this guitar. I'll wait to clean up the fingerboard until after I've done the level. And here's a question for guys that might know, or gals. When you do a fret level, on a guitar, do you tape the fingerboard off? What's your take on that?
We were trying to dial 6327 and we dialed 6317.
Coffee. I got coffee going. This bridge is going to come off of here pretty easily, I believe. I don't think that's going to be a very big deal. As soon as I can get some heat down in there, I've got it just cranked hot. And of course, I've got the cardboard on the guitar to keep the finish, as if I can damage the finish much worse, but to protect that from getting too hot. Got some really great messages today from some friends of mine. I usually get up fairly early on Mondays and check my my messages, and had some really wonderful messages from friends. That was cool. Hey Sith! Holy smokes, Sith! Hello, long time no see. Tape next. Yeah. Yeah. I generally do not tape a fingerboard off, because most of the guitars, the reason I give for that, and I say most of the time, if the neck is just perfect and it doesn't have DNA all over it like this one, I might consider taping the fingerboard off, but I found that to be a very, very time-consuming process, and in my experience in doing it and not taping them off, using some denatured alcohol to wipe down the guitar gets any of the metal flakes, and then I also use a magnet to help get some of that stuff off of there. But often it can be just done with a paper towel.
I felt amazingly good. I was
Yeah.
glad we came home. I woke up in my own house.
Hey, William, what's up, man?
The old lady and the dog.
How are you doing, brother?
It was just nice.
Good to see you. Sith, it's really great to see you. Haven't heard anything new. Maybe my notifications aren't working well, or I'm not getting the emails, the bulk emails that people send me. I don't know. Yeah, I have some stuff called frog tape that works really great. It doesn't, it sticks to stuff, but it doesn't leave it's not that sticky. It's some really good stuff. I haven't really recorded or written anything in the recent few weeks. All right, now I'm starting to feel the heat. I can feel the heat. Feel the heat penetrating through the bridge block and through the bridge. The wood's starting to get warm. I could probably knock this off, but I'm going to go ahead and let it heat up a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've been in a real completely uncreative mode lately with regard to new music, which is bugging me a little bit, but I don't let stuff, try not to let stuff negatively impact my daily life. Music's been the forefront of my life since I was a really young person, and over the last few years, I've written and recorded a lot of stuff. And I'm not happy with everything. You're not necessarily happy with everything you do. But I don't consider any of it a waste of time. If I've spent writing and recording, I learned something with every one of those moves. Yeah. Yeah. Preston, I would love to hear something original from you. That's been very few and far between, bro. I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying it would be really fun to hear something. I write one song a year basically. I should say I write one good song a year is what my thought is. Uh, but it doesn't always turn out the greatest in the end, the recording process. Pooh, what's that?
Are we doing your car?
Yeah, Pooh's got a great point, bro. I get that. I don't have recording nerves. It's interesting. I've never been nervous about performing live or in the recording process. My problem is once I push record, I start changing stuff a lot, and sometimes probably it's different, but it's not necessarily better.
We do ask again that you have 3 cakes we have to put on.
Yeah, I've seen that conversation with regard to playing with others. Yeah, I would love to do that also, but trying to find others to get together is difficult in this time. Yeah, Sith, you and me both. I love push and record. It's fun to get done and listen. It's like, oh, that was cool, you know. And sometimes, oh God, I wish I'd done, or I wish I hadn't made that mistake. Does everybody just go for the one take, the one blap? I mean, I always do, but nevertheless, I almost always end up overdubbing parts and pieces. There's always those little nuances.
We could do it. What is there a particular day of the week that's best for you?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like you and I are very, very similar, Sith, in regard to live performances and recording. I mean, I live for playing live, and take it to heart. You know, the whole statement about if you make a mistake, make it again. Boy, that works. You just try not to make mistakes, but if you do, you just shrug it off and keep going.
He's and Stu's
Yep.
great. But when it comes to like tapping into your he's amazing.
Yeah, and you know, like all of the music that I've released on my channel, I don't know, I've got how many songs I've got up there, but ask me to play any of them. I think there's probably 2 that I could actually play right now. I'll record something and the next day ain't no way I could play it.
I couldn't remember how I knew you. And you remember you said
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened to my my creative juices that have flowed for a while. I just kind of stepped away. I pick up my guitar and don't feel very inspired recently. Of course, I've been working on them a lot, and so that does take some of the thrill away. And sometimes we need a good break from it. I think it's good for the soul, and good for your playing. The next time you pick it up, it's like riding a bike. Sith, that you couldn't have said it better. I could. You just said it all. Yeah, pretty burned out, which is fine. I still play. I play every day. I have guitar students every day, and I work with them, and that's still going very good. And I feel very good about the progress that I make with all of my students. But that gets me to play a little bit, but usually that's about it. I'm teaching from the brain, not from the technique, I suppose, in a lot of ways. Yeah, I don't have any. There's nobody around. You know, and I live in a very, very small town, so a lot of folk artists around. I don't want to play acoustic songs. That's not what I'm really into. I did it for so long. I'm like done. Oh, it looks like Valcro's here. Yeah. Yeah, and William just pointed out another really kind of a interesting scenario where you've got a nice groove going and then you just take the time to set up a record session and the groove is gone. You know, and I've lost a few tunes due to that kind of thing happening also. So something I've tried to get in the habit of doing is to open up a drum program that I use and try and get that groove going as a rough idea, and it keeps that. I can usually find a loop that keeps that groove locked in with the drums, and then I don't necessarily lose that feel that I had on the guitar. And you have to be quick about it. You can't go down a rabbit hole, or yeah, you'll lose the groove and forget the riff even. Roadie. There you go. Yeah. Richard, it's good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. We spent some glorious time together on the internet over the weekend. We fucked some stuff up, and we got it back, though, right? Hugh, what's up, brother? Wow, it's a bunch of great friends. Oh, my goodness. Gary, hello. I didn't see you were here, man. Okay. Let's see how hot we're getting. Let's see what's happening with the heat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's getting. It's hot to the touch. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me see. I need my block. I'm going to set this off to the side here, but what I'm going to do is set my iron on this block and then heat up my my blade with on the iron, and we'll see what happens here. Ready? And if y'all haven't seen the guitar yet, there she is. Look at this. Look at this guitar. Isn't this? That is a thing of beauty. Oh goodness. Alright. So that's not going to take much to get this. Ooh, yeah. Okay, I can see that some of it has. So this was glued. I'm not sure what was used on that. That was a real hard project to do. Alright. And no pull away, but it looks like, I can't tell if that's the original glue. It looks like this glue on the back edge of this is pretty thick. So it doesn't really matter how it happened. Yeah. No, it's not white glue. I believe that this, I can smell my iron more than I can smell the glue. It smells like laundry. I believe that this is just straight up wood glue. Nothing chipped away on that. Hugh, can you believe that? Dude, there's no pull away. All the wood's still there. But I can see around the edge of this where the saddle or the bridge was that some of the bridge was glued down to the finish on this guitar, which I don't like. I like wood to wood on these. And that wood, the glue is so moist right now, I can damn near stick it down, and yeah, I have to work to get it off of there. I'm guessing this is some type of wood glue like Titebond. Titebond is so great because you can, I mean, you can get it off of there without much trouble at all. Yo, yeah, I'd love a Diet Pepsi. Thanks, Mike. Oh, that's awesome. Interesting. These little nuggets that have kind of showed up here. So what I'm going to do, get my good old-fashioned razor blade out, and I'm going to use a brand spanking new one. Wood to wood. Such a wonderful noise. So what I'm doing here is getting rid of the finish that was under the bridge. Under the bridge downtown, so that when I do put glue on here, it will be wood to wood, not wood to this edge right here. It's got some finish on it, and I don't want my glue hitting that. I want it hitting wood right there. And that's a common reason why a guitar like a Martin, or I'm sorry. Hello.
Hello.
What are you up to there, buddy?
Not much.
Are we doing some work for you guys today?
Nah.
No? Are you a guitar player?
Nah.
No?
Nah. My brother is, though.
Is he?
Yeah.
Cool. I wonder if I know him. Have I met your brother?
Yeah, Jackson Mallory?
Oh, Jackson.
Yeah.
That's your brother?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Is he here?
No. Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Not much.
Are you out of school?
Nah, I got so fed up.
Oh, how cool is that? I didn't recognize that young man. Shame on me. So I'm going to be sitting here scraping on this for a bit, but that is the life of a bridge reset. And y'all know what I'm up against here. I know Hugh does, probably Steven. Yeah.
Make sure that you kind of control it at school. Yeah. Have you talked to
One of my favorite things to eat, Gary, is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Has been since the day I was born. Ask my mom. Oh, wait, you can't ask her, but you could ask my sister or my brother or my dad, and they'll all tell you the same thing. Kind of some interesting, but I have to prepare to eat that sort of stuff because it's got a lot of sugar in it. There we go. Some really good chunks of glue. Yeah, I have to assume this thing probably lifted and somebody put some glue in it to try and repair it, and obviously you can't do that. You have to pull the whole thing up and get the glue, make full penetration, wood to wood. So I might just eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich today for lunch. Let's check. Yeah, the top on this guitar is really nice and flat. There's a little rock, but all of them have that. And while I'm at it, oh, where's my mirror? I'm gonna look on the interior of this guitar. Hey, if you don't want people to look at you, just wear a hat like that all day long. There you go. Oh no. Okay, so I want to check the. Check the braces in here and make sure none of the braces have come unglued. Everything looks really nice. Art&Luthrie does a fantastic job with their builds. These really good materials. And I'm not 100% certain, but help me if I'm wrong and correct me if I'm wrong, those of you in Canada that know this company. They're in Quebec. Yeah. I make the world's best peanut butter and jelly sandwich, just so y'all know. No one can make one as good as I can. Just ask me, I'll tell you. What was I talking about? Where did my brain go? Oh yeah, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I have to kind of plan ahead because of the sugar that's in them and the jam. So usually I have to take a little bit of insulin prior to diving into one. You know, like I gotta take a shot and then wait like 15 minutes or so. Then I can mow that thing. And I could do some damage to one of my own PB&Js. Serious damage. I love them. Not a big fan of club sandwiches, or, you know, sandwiches with meat on them. Not a big fan. Looking good. Boy, there's some kind of weird stuff going on. There's so much guck on the top of this guitar that gotta kind of clean it up. And you know, I told the owner that I'm gonna do my best to not make it visible, but as dirty as this guitar is, it's almost impossible to not have a couple of clean spots after doing something like this. Yeah, like that spot right there is going to show up. probably all the way around this, and what I may end up doing is using a little bit of dye in these places where the finish is not cooperating. Where I had to remove so much DNA that it just doesn't look right. Gary just released a new album, I believe, something like that. How has that been going? Have you sold some music finally, Gary? Art&Luthrie. Dude, look at this thing, man. When you walk, check this thing out. You think your guitar's beat.
I don't think my guitar is beat.
No. Well, yours is only, what, 4 years old, 5 years old?
My Taylor?
Yeah, how long have you had that thing?
It's from the 90s.
Well, yeah, but when you got it, it was brand spanking new.
Yeah, but I mean,
Look at that.
it's a testament to how well those Taylors are built and how hard the finish is.
Yeah.
Because I've torn up every guitar I've ever owned, and that thing's just fucking bulletproof.
Yeah, yeah. Mine's the same thing.
I mean,
Yours is like a couple years older than mine.
yeah, but I've had it for like 10 years now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember how long it's been, but yep. This one's had the crap played out of it, man. Not the life, just the crap.
Yeah.
Thing sounded fine aside from this bridge being lifted.
They're pretty nice guitars. I've always
Dude.
liked them.
Yeah.
Hey, what deck are we putting in there?
Charlie, what's up? Nice. Yeah, how did the release go there, Gary? For you going whatever public, or wondering how that's going for you?
Are you talking to me?
What's that?
I didn't hear you.
Oh no, I'm live on the internet right
Oh,
now.
sorry.
I'm trying to be entertaining. Oh.
My bad.
I'm just
Yelling at me.
working and talking to myself. What do you need?
Oh, camera. Yeah, this will work.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
All right. Backup camera. Here we are sneaking up on the winter months, and some people are actually being sort of proactive, and they're getting their auto starts and their window or their backup cameras installed before the weather gets bad. Which is really unusual. Usually they wait till January, and then they come in and they want an auto start installed in their car in 15 minutes. Ah. Alright, we've about got that all cleaned up and clean. So now it's time for this part of the whole rigmarole. So I'm going to go ahead and scrape this and get you down here in the action. Scrape this with a razor blade. Yeah, I have to assume somebody may have glued this back down at one other time. Just the way the glue's kind of sloppily put on this guitar. I mean, I suppose that could have been done at the factory. These guitars, those of you in Canada, are you aware or do you know if these things are built in a prison? Up there. If they're not teaching inmates to work by building these guitars with the labor from prisoners up in Canada. This is an Art&Luthrie. Again, the company is in Quebec, Canada. Is anybody aware of that?
Gene, this is Mike at the Great Stereo, and I have some D4 for you.
This one is built in Quebec, if we're talking about this particular instrument. At least that's what it says on the tag. Boy, and I'll tell you, this glue is not that hard to get off of here. I'm right down to the wood now over most of it. Okay. Princeville. There we go. Ah. Yeah, I gotta clean off the top of this thing also. We got some weirdness going on here. It almost appears that this wood may have been dyed. It almost looked like some dye has boiled out of it from the heat. Okay. Almost done doing all the scraping and getting down to the glue in here. Alright. There's our saddle, or a bridge. This is a bridge. Hold the razor blade the right direction, dumbass. Alright. Now we're going to hit that with some chunk of 320 just to kind of clean it up a little bit. Yes, I'm using sandpaper. I prefer using a scraper or razor blade for doing that kind of rough work, but oftentimes you can do a much cleaner job with a razor blade than you can with a piece of sandpaper. Noticing some weirdness going on here, so I'm going to try and smooth that out a little bit. I'm removing just tiny bits of material off of this. Oh, thank you, Mr. Guitar Tutorials. I don't know you by name, and I prefer to call people by their YouTube name when I'm doing live streams, just to kind of keep their channel in the attention of folks. And I don't know everybody's name as well as I probably should, but there's only so many hours in a day. Yeah, I want this thing to look nice. Overall is the goal, of course. And so now I've gotten this thing all kind of whittled down to nice, clean. You look at this back side. Now I'm going to take some 320 to the back side of this, just to make sure I've gotten all the glue off of it. There's a couple spots I can see where there's some glue remaining, but that's just due to the grain of the wood. I can see that it's up inside the grain of the wood, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. A lot of elbow grease. It's what it takes. The owner of this guitar has been such a great client of mine, and he was very open to suggestions that I had about stuff that we could do to bring this guitar back to life. Again, the pickup in this thing was completely destroyed. The bridge was coming loose, and the frets need a fret level and crown. So that is what we're going to do. And there are other things that we can do, but those are not vital. So we're gonna go ahead and leave that stuff for a later date. Don't cut your finger. Here we go. Bring the guitar back onto the bench, and we'll see. I'm going to get a new razor blade. Let's see what kind of match we've got here. So, here's a little tool that I like to use for doing this. this little guy. I want to score up the and I still need to talk to my cameraman. He's kind of lame. You might notice that I'm sanding cross grain on this, and I like to do that because it scuffs the surface and gives the glue a bit of something to grab. In my experience, it's been a good policy to do that. Looks really nice. Y'all know if oh God. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I love Art&Luthrie guitars, Gary, and sending one to the burn pile would be a real hard thing for me to ever do, of course. But there can come a time when a guitar becomes too damaged, and what I typically do with those is turn them into a birdhouse. I have one out in the tree in my front yard. It's not an Art&Luthrie, however, it is a nice birdhouse. Yeah, this sits nice and flat. We got a little bit of exposed wood here, so we'll fix that, and a little bit there. But I've got good clear wood for this thing to glue back down to. So what I like to do is I use this stuff to wipe the guitar down, and I'm going to get a new rag. I'm going to use that one. This is an old pair of my underwear. This was the side. Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. No problem. Thank you. That's okay. Thanks for grabbing it. I appreciate it.
No problem. See ya.
In general, denatured alcohol is very friendly to most lacquer finishes. It will remove color, though. As you can see, this was probably a dyed possibly a dyed bridge, or what I'm getting off of there is just wood dust that I sanded off of there, but we'll check that. And you want to hit it so that you get rid of any oils or anything on it that might not allow the glue to stick as well as it can. I'll go ahead and wipe it with the clean side of my underwear. Brown in back, yellow in front. Let's see what this turns out like. Here you go. You can see it's pretty clean. We'll give it another wipe. And probably get some more color out of it. And again, I'm trying to leave as much of the gnarly stuff on this top. I'm trying not to clean it, but sometimes a little bit more dirt comes off than you really want, which is odd to say, but true that. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, let's get this off here. Yeah. Trying to keep this thing well preserved in its natural state that it was in when it got here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pre-line up my my clamps. I should have done this prior. So usually okay, that's pretty good. So we want them to be when I know I've got a good clamp size, I just go ahead and set them all up so that when I go to put them in there, I know that I've got plenty of I've got my clamps adjusted to the right size. Saves me a little bit of time and headache. I can just get 4 or 5 clamps on the guitar really quickly. And we're gonna set up, we'll set up, let's set up 5 clamps. I think I can get 5 on this one. I've got some shorter clamps that might reach also if I need them. And then we need our leather. So I got pieces of leather here. We'll get our favorite paintbrush. I'm about to glue this bad boy up. Seeing how it looks. I've got a lot of holes to line up here, so this should be pretty simple. In fact, I want to test this and make sure I've got enough material removed. So a little bit on that side. So what I'm gonna do, I'll remove, come here, yeah, another razor blade, nice sharp razor blade. Gonna There we go. Now we've got full coverage. Now, one other thing I want to do here real quick before I get too far. Get my favorite tool out. I'm going to let me get another pin in here. Make sure. There we go. All right. Very, very lightly score this. Dadgummit, you moved. Okay. Man, we are perfect. Boy, I love it when that works out. This is the attention to detail that you have to spend to make sure that the repair is done right. If you're working on your own guitar, take the time to do these little steps. You don't have to do them in the same order that I do them, but that's fine. You know when you're done, it'll be done right. Mike, did you guys gig this weekend?
Yeah. We had
Where'd you guys?
Up at Sunbanks.
Oh, Sunbanks.
Yeah.
Oh.
God, it's fucking beautiful. They put us up in a villa right overlooking the lake. We got some pictures. It was pretty nice.
Is that up near Bellevue?
Oh shit! It's well, it's across from Bellevue. It's by the Grand Coulee Dam.
Okay.
So you know, Seattle's here. Then you go into western.
Oh.
Washington. It's over on that side.
Okay. Oh god. Cool.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going there? Good. Good. We came for some CDs. We're on the wrong side, I guess.
No, right there. Are you shopping for CDs?
Yeah, we're shopping.
You know what that means? If you were at the Sunbanks Festival last weekend, you got to see an actual 1952 Fender Telecaster in front of your own face. Kind of cool. Oh, goodness. Zach. Dude. Yeah, and what Gary said, man, kudos to your parents. Okay. Well, we're about ready to glue. This is what I use for gluing bridges back on guitars. Oops. That was the top of my head. This is what I use for gluing bridges back on the tops of guitars. If you use the waterproof, weatherproof stuff, you'll never be able to unglue it. And when it does pop loose or the wood breaks or something bad happens, this will come apart. And I'm almost certain, given the way that this thing came apart, although it was split halfway, when I got started, you can go back to the beginning of the video and watch that, but it came off so easily, and it behaved a lot like when I've taken Titebond apart in the past. So I'm guessing, yeah, 62 Strat. This is a 52 telly, dude. In fact, I could go grab it and show you, but you've all seen it before. Richard, I know Richard knows it. Yeah, old school. It's so fun to have instruments like that around and nostalgic, all of that. Oh, I need to get some, let's see, I need some water. I'm gonna go get me a cup of water here real quick. And then I need some Q-tips for other stuff. I need a bag of Q-tips. And believe me, if this hits the floor, they'll all spill. That's just what happens. Let me get some water. Got my favorite water mug, my favorite Q-tip mug, my favorite paintbrush, glue brush is what I like to call it. That's an expensive glue spreader right there. Here we go. Got my clamps. Wonder if I should. You know, on this one, I think I'm gonna. I got this other little trick that I like to use. I got a couple of. Where are you at? There? No? Yeah, there's one. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Here we go. So I got these little devices here, which are really pretty awesome for doing this kind of thing, because you can get your thing kind of lined up and clamped down a little bit before you start putting clamps on it. So are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. Here goes the glue. Dave, hello Dave. Dave, I hope you're doing well today. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here, you guys. It's really great to see everybody, and I appreciate you all joining me. Oh shoot. Okay. Let me see if I got something here. Give me a moment. I've got to try and let's see. Let's add a. Let's add a browser. Okay. YouTube. Oops.com. I know you're seeing that. Let's see, can I interact with it? I want to go to a interact with it. And let's go to let's see. Hobbs. Gary Hobbs. That's interesting. There we are. This is very interesting because it's telling me that I am not subscribed to Gary Hobbs. That might be this computer. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. That's why. Because I'm not logged into... Oh, let's forget that. Let me close that. That's interesting. Let me go to YouTube and log in. It's funny because ah. Let's go to
You bought it because you wanted to use it, so I'm 100% on your side.
All right, now we should be able to do this. Okay, I know I'm messing with y'all. Let's go back to browser and let's go to properties. And let's go here and hit paste, and we'll go 1920. I mean, the fact that I have to do this is hilarious. Okay. There we go.
If you're an Oregon homeowner, 2022 is your last chance.
Oh yeah.
In December of 2020, Congress passed an extension to the solar investment credit, which pays homeowners an average of $9,880 to install solar panels. See how much you can be paid for going solar by taking the Go Solar quiz below. Time for a secret.
Loudness was formed in 1981 in Osaka, Japan, by a couple guys who'd spent the previous few years playing in a fairly successful pop band called Lazy. And before we get to Loudness, we have to talk about Lazy, because they're kind of fascinating. Despite taking their name from a Deep Purple song and wanting to play heavier music, Lazy got pushed into a poppier direction by managers and producers.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
You guys, I need to take just a couple of minutes here. Thank you.
They put out 5 albums between 1978 and 1980, which overall have a very 70s sound that ranges from bubblegummy boy band pop to general light rock and even some disco elements. It's actually pretty fun for what it is, but it also doesn't hurt that the guitar playing is already fantastic. But through all of it, you can literally feel a hard rock band trying to come out, like on their second album, Dream a Dream, with this album cover, when they suddenly throw out Full Count. It's like you're sitting there listening to a peppy light rock album, and then out of nowhere, there's a Van Halen solo. But by their fifth album, Spaceship Earth, Lazy had dropped the pop side almost entirely in exchange for a mix of prog rock and Judas Priest-style aggression. The guys were clearly ready for something different, and in the early months of 1981, Lazy would break up. Guitarist Akira Takasaki, drummer Munetaka Higuchi, and bassist Hiroyuki Tanaka formed Loudness, although Hiroyuki would leave to work on anime soundtracks and be replaced by Masayoshi Yamashita. With vocalist Minoru Nihara on board, they formed a band where they could play the kind of music they wanted to play.
出たんですか、こういう名前は。
大きい音とか、ケバケバしいとか。ということでやっぱり音はやっぱ大きい。大きいです。めちゃめちゃ大きい。そうです。一番大きいです。
Loudness would release their first album, The Birthday Eve, in November of 1981. This album goes full-on heavy rock, with catchy as hell riffs and the energy of British heavy metal. Plus, free from the restrictions of Lazy, we start to get some truly epic Akira Takasaki solos. Selected through an audition process, Minoru is just the right amount of over the top, and his voice goes perfectly with Akira's sweeping guitar. Once again, there's a strong Judas Priest vibe, but also just a Western rock influence in general.
Alright, so we'll just shut that off. Here we go.
But yeah, I like it a lot better up here, less homeless and less problems.
Error.
Well, let me look at that and get a pile of stuff to... I got some posters I would give you here, a couple of Led Zeppelin, big ones about... Well,
all right.
They're on part of,
I'm thinking we're back to normal here.
some kind of board.
I'm hoping.
Yeah,
Yeah, here we go. Gonna get some glue on here. Gotta get all my stuff set up. Here we go.
He's Chris's son, the guy that, you know, the main singer in the voice. That's my son.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and his son, my grandson, is also a really good guitar player.
Oh, man. I know just before this pandemic, I bought 3 different guitars, resonated everything, and then the guy who was going to teach me is like, oh, I can't do that anymore. And, so I got a little lamp and everything. Someday I'll
Talk to Marshall. He might be able to do something via Skype.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. Because my wife's really good at the computer. I'm not. I'm more or less a, learning in progress.
Well, I don't know. I'll ask him.
I heard somebody's mentioned my name. I need to maybe attend to a customer here.
Oh, yeah. Are you, do you do any lessons via Skype anymore?
I can, yeah, absolutely.
You want to talk to this gentleman?
Absolutely.
He bought 3 guitars 2 or 3 years ago, and the guy that was going to teach him flaked
fell
out.
through.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he lives in Baker City.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Give me a moment, folks. I'll be right back. Let me ask him to... You're interested in doing some lessons?
Yeah, I am.
Come on over real quick. I'm in the middle of gluing something up, so I've got to
Sure.
stay on task here. So let me take down your information here real quick. Actually, let me ask you to write.
My email address.
Yeah, write an email address on there, and I'll email you and let you know what I can do for you with regard to that. And I have a couple other buddies that do lessons over the internet also, so if something doesn't work out with myself, I do have a buddy up in, I believe, Preston, what part of Canada do you live in? He's probably listening to us talk right now. I'm doing a live stream right now to do this repair, so it's kind of fun. But he lives up in Canada, and he does lessons with a buddy of mine here from Oregon. Just the schedules didn't work out, but I still do.
Okay, well, I'm over in Baker City.
Yeah.
And, you know, someday I'm going to go through Canada again and see, you know, Bruce Coburn and like City and Color. You ever heard of Dallas Green? It's kind of like our music and their music is so similar, but it doesn't come across the border is the weird thing.
With respect to the internet?
Well, not so much the internet. I'm not real good at the internet, but it's the, you know, like, I don't even know how I discovered that guy. It was like some YouTube channel or something.
Sure.
Anyway, but he's a little bit of, you know, like, I don't know. I was in the Valley, actually, so.
Oh, okay.
Kinda,
cool. My home is Portland. That's
right?
where I grew up.
It's like, I used to go to concerts all the time as far as up here. No, forget it. It ain't happening.
Not so often. Yeah.
But yeah, you know, we'll get. I got my buddy here. We got an eye appointment. Either that or we're gonna come back here. But yeah, I'm more or less now that the pandemic stuff is getting better and all that.
Yeah. I'm
ready to at least learn chords anyway, and just get with it here. Good entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay,
all right, man.
My nickname's Butch. And
Butch.
My real name's Lloyd.
Lloyd. Okay,
Lloyd,
cool.
Yeah.
It's very nice to meet you. My name's Marshall.
Hey,
it's very nice to meet you, man.
All right.
I've been teaching a long time, and you know, and I do have a lot of friends in low places.
Well,
so
that's what it's all about, anyway. You know, that's my life here.
All right, brother. I'll be in touch with you a little later on today.
Okay,
I'll send you an email.
Good.
That's for shopping the used ones.
Ready to get going with guitar lessons over the interwebs. That's cool. He lives in a town that's about 45 miles from me, so trying to do lessons together in one location would be a little bit difficult. Now I'm going over this with a paintbrush just to make sure that I get that glue all tucked into all the little nooks and crannies and grain of the wood. And I scored this this bridge with some slots, notches, I guess, if you want to call them that, to make sure that the wood or the glue has something to stick to. And we'll make a nice mess here before it's all said and done. It's got to look worse before it looks better. I'm going to take a paper towel right now and wipe off some of the excess glue that I've gotten on places I don't want it. I'm not worried about the glue getting into the water getting into the glue. That's not a big deal. You can dilute this glue quite a bit and still get full sticking power, as it were. So here's what I like to use, are these little guys here. Let me, before I do that, let me take a Q-tip, dip it in some water, and knock the glue out of the holes. Just kind of roughly knock it out of there. Again, I'm not worried about making a great big mess at this point in time. Because all of this glue will come off with a little bit of a use of a wet rag and a little care. There we go. Put that down through there, and so we've got them lined up decent. If you've never seen these little tools used, you should try it sometime if you're resetting a bridge on a guitar. They work really great. And we'll get a screwdriver out. But first, what I'm going to do is use a couple of these bridge pins to line things up. And I'll pull these out of here fairly quickly so they don't stay and get stuck in there. Where'd my other tool go? Where did you go? Where are you? Where did you go? I'm missing one of my screws.
Well, this is great.
I thought that I had it right here. It's underneath something. It's got to be. Oh, there it is. Now, where did my other... Oh my goodness. Really. It's amazing how stuff just can vanish into thin air. Holy smokes. Okay. Well, maybe we'll just use one of those. Which is fine.
They just don't fit anymore.
Oh, well.
I mean, I like them, but I've had them for years.
I'll go ahead and use this one for the heck of it. If it fits through there. I'm hoping it does. Yep. Oop.
We'll do it.
Do you sell any of these or any of these like? No, we keep them. Yeah, I can figure. Yeah, I'm looking for like the John Prime or Bonnie Raitt.
You ever seen somebody do this, Hugh? Curious? Probably. I'm gonna do at this point is knock my tools on the floor and spill them all over the place. Alright, now we'll cinch this up. Now we'll cinch this one up. Come on. That's got glue all over in it. Let's fix that. There we go. Now I get to watch all the glue squirt out of here as I cinch this up. Squirt. I realize you can't see what I'm doing over here, but line one, okay. Thank you. Hello, this is Marshall. Oh, yeah. We ordered new machine heads for you, the locking ones. And they are here. Yep. That's fine. We have them behind the counter. With Wednesday, we open at 11 on Wednesday. If you want to come in here right when we open, I'll be here at that time for sure. But really any time on Wednesday, whenever. Yeah. Oh, cool. Cool. Yep. Do you have a new number that I can call you at, or if I need to? Same number. Okay. 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 Sure, sure. Those Harleys are loud. That's awesome. Perfect. Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you for calling. I appreciate. Yep. All right. We'll see you soon. All right. Peace. All right. Here we go. Now we've got that on there. I forgot to loosen this one up. Time for some clamps. And look at that glue squirt out of there. Isn't that awesome? Got a piece of hair in it and all. And usually when I'm putting these clamps on, I'll wipe the excess off as I put each clamp on here to make sure to get as much of that glue off of there as I can. Certain steps that you can take to keep your end all clean up a little bit tidier. This fitting back on here really nicely. This is going to be a really awesome repair on this one. Boy, this guitar is actually a little bit shorter than I had expected. I'm going to have to get some shorter clamps. Give me a moment. Come out of there. Really? Well, they did put a big old tall brace in that middle section. Alright. So how did he go in there and not come back out? Yeah, these braces inside this guitar. How did I get that in there? Somebody help me understand. I got it in there, but I can't get it out. That brace is so tall that I can't even get it out of here. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. It never goes exactly the way you plan. Never. Now what I'm hoping is that these are long enough, and I think they are. Oh yeah. Interesting. That's cool. So we're gonna go right here in the middle. It just takes some time. The middle. Alright, cool. Hey, Falcon Blizzard, what's up, brother? Falcon Blizzard, I have not, and I won't do that until tomorrow. So if you're interested in watching me put a K&K pickup in this thing, check out tomorrow's broadcast, because that will likely be when I put the pickup in it. And the pickup I will be using is, where did you go? You're right here. I'm going to be putting one of these bad boys in it, which has a preamp that mounts obviously in the sound hole, and then the output jack obviously in the butt of the guitar right here. As you notice, the duct tape, that'll all be gone, and a battery pack and all of that. So that should be a pretty cool live stream. Now, one around. Okay, that's lined up really nicely. So what I'm gonna do, pull these pegs out of here, and these ones I have to grab with a pair of pliers, or a pair of dikes actually, to get under them. The holes have been worn down over the years of changing strings and such that they sink all the way down into the holes there. Alright, so I'm going to move this particular clamp over just a bit.
Sorry,
Hello.
I hope you don't mind if I geek out on you for a minute.
What's that?
Hope you don't mind I'm geeking out on you for a minute.
Oh, dude, make yourself right at home. Watch away. I'm on the internet. I'm broadcasting live in front of about 8 million people right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. You getting strings and picks and stuff today?
Yep. Just picking up some spares.
The necessities for life.
That's right. Yeah, I like your shop. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Oh yeah. This one had a bridge pop loose on it, so we're fixing that.
Gotcha.
All right.
Well, keep up the good work.
Did you find everything you needed, bro?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty clueless as far as all this stuff goes, but I'm learning, so.
All right. if you're ever interested in doing lessons,
yeah,
I'm doing lessons, so I can do them online or I can do them at my home.
Nice.
Whatever you'd like to do. So if you're ever interested in doing
you
that,
have a card? Is this you?
That would be me.
That's you.
Let me write a different number on there for you, just so you have it. I have kind of a BS number on here, if you will.
I like that. Yeah.
You can text me.
Cool.
The email address is legit, so
Awesome.
you can get a hold of me that way, and we can set something up if you'd like to. And I have a lot of contacts, other friends that do lessons all over the planet, and some of these guys are really fantastic.
Awesome.
So, I mean, but I do have some openings right now.
I do know that it's, yeah, there's a lot of different folks that teach a lot of different ways, so
yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Marshall, sir. Mark.
Okay. Mark?
Yep.
Pleasure to meet you, Marshall.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Peace, brother. Look at all that squeeze out. I love it. Got 100% penetration on this. 100%. I said penetration. Oh my God. If you're looking for a piezo, Fishman does some really great ones. K&K does some really nice ones that don't require a preamp in them. It's one that I've used for a long time. I have a Fishman piezo in my Taylor 414 that I love. Those two brands, K&K and Fishman, are pretty much tried and tested and true in my world. This one had a Fishman or I'm sorry, it's a Godin Quantum, and the guy that owns this guitar really loved the pickup, but it broke. I wonder what. Yeah, here's the end that the piezo was in, and here's the rest of it. It got broken. Schaller does a passive one also, yeah. Hugh might know, definitely know a lot about pickups and what sounds good. I don't get an opportunity to test a lot of them. Just working so much. Although I do have to play them most of the time. Alright, so we've got the bridge back on this bad boy. Feeling really good about the install. That thing is going nowhere. Now I've got full-on penetration with glue and wood-to-wood contact here. This thing will probably never come off of this guitar again. Okay, so there we go with that. Yeah, the pickup install on these K&Ks, part of the reason that I'm a big K&K fan and a dealer is because these are made here in the United States, in my home state of Oregon, where I've never lived anywhere else. And they the installation on these is really, really simple. Not that a piezo is probably easier if you don't already have a hole drilled in the guitar. That's not a big deal to do. But these things just sound, I mean, I've put a lot of them in, a lot of really fine instruments with resounding feedback. Guys just love them. So that's my reason for using K&K, mostly to keep the business at home and keep the money flowing here in my state. They're made here in Oregon. There's their address if you want to contact them. Their phone number, they're always very responsive. Hopefully you can see that. Just incredible. These are great pickups. And as you can see, they're packaged really well with all the instructions. This is what it looks like on the inside of your guitar once it's all done. You got the preamp glued to the sound hole, the battery pack, wherever the comfortable place to put it is, and the output jack. And they send you all sorts of devices for strapping up the wire in there, the wires in there to keep everything tidy. I highly recommend these. Oregon's not really well known for its guitar manufacturing, but we've had some pretty interesting things happen in our history with respect to guitar, the manufacture of guitar. One of them was, what's his name? Byrne, B-Y-R-N, out of Springfield, Oregon. He's on the west side of our state here. He invented the aluminum guitar, ultimately, which ended up getting stolen from him. He just didn't have the collateral to compete with, who was it, Kramer? Was it Kramer that built all those aluminum necks? They went into the aluminum foundry that he was using to build his stuff, and they said, hey, we want you to do this for us, and he couldn't compete with the money that they were throwing at the foundry. So Mr. Byrne's business ended. But I have one hanging on my wall over here. So here we are with this thing all done, and we'll give you a pretty good look at what this guitar looks like. This guy has played the hell out of it, and rightly so. Here's the frets. As you can see, we're going to do a fret level on the frets on that. You can see the wear on those. I hope you can see that. And then we're going to put a new pickup in it and bring this thing back to life. I don't know how long it's been broken. I'm guessing not too long because he brought it in to me on Thursday last week. So now, time to move on to another instrument. Where are you? That's not you. That's not you. Where did you go? There you are. All right. So somebody did this for me over the weekend. Took work off my plate. So, time for me to go to lunch. This one got new strings and a setup apparently. So, oh well. Let's see how the setup is on this thing. I get to play a little bit. See how this guitar does. And of course, I spilled my tools all over the floor, as you can probably well see. Knocked my little box of tools down. Oh yeah, that sounds great. That's interesting. Maxi Lagunitas 12, Tele, 241987, Madrid. This is a Japanese built guitar. Feels pretty nice. I would have done a lot more to it, but I think my apprentice, or the owner's grandson, did the work on it and left the first fret action on the high E string really way too tall, and the other, it needs a new nut. It definitely needs a new nut. I would have done stuff differently, but hey, it's, I don't tell him what to do. He's the owner's grandson. He does what he wants. Okay. Well, time for me to go eat some lunch, you guys. Thanks for hanging with me today. Appreciate it. Let's see. I will probably see y'all tomorrow when I'm pulling the clamps off of that guitar and getting a pickup installed in it. I may actually do the fret level before I do the pickup install, just to keep the dust and stuff out of the guitar. So that's probably what we'll do tomorrow. And peace, y'all. Thanks for hanging.